In today's episode, we are joined by none other than David Icke. Join us as David helps us better understand the collective mass trauma that we have all been exposed to, the importance of consciousness in the healing process, and how love will always do what it knows to be right. We also surprised David with a special guest and dear friend of his, Cathy O'Brien, who joins us for the last 45 minutes of our interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our final episode of the Trauma Recovery series that we have been running over the past 15 weeks or so. And in today's episode, we bring on David Icke. And not only is David join us, but we surprised David by bringing a dear friend of his, Cathy O'Brien, on in the last 45 minutes. And so we have a group conversation, which is pretty remarkable. So make sure you stay tuned and listen to the end of the episode and catch all of that important information. Now, for those of you that aren't aware of David or that are aware of David, you might be wondering, how does David Icke fit into the Trauma Recovery series? Well, Tan and I had been listening to some of his different information, and actually Cathy O'Brien sent us one of the videos that he had done that was really quite insightful. And we'll put a link to that at the bottom of the show notes here too, so you can check that out. We talk about that in the episode, but it was really quite profound. And it talked a lot about consciousness. And what you'll learn from David as we talk to him is that I know David is well known for his conspiracy theories, but David's also incredibly insightful. He's actually very grounded. He has a ton of love and care for humanity and incredibly intelligent. And he's very spiritual and has a very strong grasp of consciousness. And within our conversation that we have with David, we talk a lot about consciousness as well. We talk about the concept of love and how love has been sort of turned around a little bit and watered down, and what real love actually means, and what it means to live from a place of love as opposed to living from a place of fear. He gets into talking about mind control and the mass trauma that society has literally been under for decades. We talk about so many different topics in this interview that I just think it was one of my favorite interviews I've done. There was so many different pieces of information that was just so important. We talked about spirituality and how a lot of times spirituality can actually be used as escapism. And I mean, I've seen that firsthand. I've done that myself in the past. So it's like you can see some of these different patterns that go on when you've experienced them yourself, and you can see them playing out in the world around you. David talks about one of the most important things that we all need to be able to do is he talks about the necessity of celebrating our own unique self without apology and without permission from others. Now, this specifically is such an important concept to grasp. And then we need to reflect that back to ourselves and ask us, what does that look like if we are celebrating our own unique self without apology or permission from others? How do we live our life connected to what that feels like? When are we not celebrating our own uniqueness? And David actually gets into that in quite a bit of detail as to why it is absolutely essential that we all really live from that place of our unique selves, that the world actually needs every single unique individual. That's what we need right at this point in time. He talks about the importance of self-respect and saying no, like just saying no, not doing things that fall outside of feeling right for you inside yourself, especially when you are connected to that deeper sense of knowing of what feels right, what feels wrong, and then being able to say no when something does not feel right. And that if everybody actually did that, certain things would just end very quickly. He talked about power and knowledge. He said that knowledge is not power, but the use of knowledge is power. And we get into that concept in more detail as well. And then when Cathy joins us too, it's such a neat reunion, and it opens up a brilliant conversation. And throughout that section is when David started to talk about love will do what it knows to be right. I love that quote. I think that's a brilliant quote. And he has such profound things to say around that, both him and Cathy. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. This was a really fun one for Tay and I to be involved in. And we really valued the information that we got from both David and Cathy. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. This episode will be on Rumble, just by the nature of the content, and because anything with David Icke on it is likely going to be censored. So you'll be watching this on Rumble. So if you haven't checked it yet, click the link below. It's right there. Click on that, and that will take you directly to the Rumble channel where you can listen to the full episode. Now, I'd also like to thank our sponsor, C60 from Purple Power. They have sponsored our entire trauma series. They're a really remarkable company. If you're not familiar with C60 from Purple Power at this point in time, click the link below or go to the website at inspirehealthpodcast.com, and you can check out the link on the top right corner, or click the link below here and you'll get 15% off your order. But C60 is a very powerful antioxidant. It's a very unique soccer ball shaped antioxidant, which has this incredible power of reducing free radicals. And because it can reduce free radicals, it can lower inflammation, and it can then support and promote many other aspects of your health. So whether you're looking at healthy aging or improvements in athletic performance or supporting your immune system or just growing younger in general, then check it out and see how it works for you. I've been doing that for about 6 months now and has very much become one of the main tools in my tool belt. So check them out by clicking the link below or on the website, and just use the promo code DRLOKEN, all in capitals. That's Dr. Loken in capitals. All right, everybody, enjoy the show. Talk to you soon.